Today we're going to practice some techniques to learn about a little bit more about watercolor. So I'm doing wet on wet here. I'm really kind of wetting the page, and then I'm going to take my watercolors, add some water to them, and begin to kind of blend in my colors. So the wet on wet techniques works really well if you're kind of trying to blend colors in together. They'll blend really nicely. And this is great for a background like our backgrounds for our prints. So you can also take a different color and like make different marks, and it will all kind of run together. So you can see, like right here, you'll have some cool techniques going on. Okay, so the next one is gradient. So there's two ways to do gradient. You can do one with blending, one fades into another one, or one from light to dark. So with watercolor, you're always going to use the white of the page. So you're going to start with a lot of paint up here, and then you're just going to slowly get more and more water. Do not add more paint. And then by the end, it should be really light. So you can see how we are kind of fading from really, really bright red all the way in. Okay, so then the other gradient is blending. So if we want to blend something, we're going to start with the color up here. Really make sure you get that pigment in there. Go about halfway down, clean your brush, get more of the other color. And you want to do this kind of fast because it's going to dry. And if your paint dries, it's going to be harder to blend together. So now I kind of have my orange blending into my red there. Okay, so the last one is salt. So this one you also have to do kind of quickly. I'm going to start with my blue paint. And you want your paint to be really pigmented, which means you're adding a lot of color to it. And you are also adding a lot of water. Those are the two key components for salt. If you do not have enough water, it will not work. Really try and get lots and lots of paint in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take some salt and sprinkle it on top. So the salt is going to absorb some color, and it's going to kind of look like this when it's done. So you can kind of have some cool effects. You can do this with multiple colors. I just showed you with one. Okay, so the last one is crayons. So we have some watercolor crayons here. So for these, you can kind of, again, blend them together if you want. Like if you want to blend with a different color, you don't need too much, but you can start like that. And then once you add your water, it's really gonna begin to feel like watercolor. So you don't want to press super hard. And now we have my gradient from green to blue. So if you kind of like using watercolor crayons, you may practice with those today. If you want something like a little bit more detailed, you can, but remember your print has to line up on top. So it's better to kind of fill the page with gradients or different kind of details, but you can get a little bit more specific here. If you wanted to kind of make this a little bit more detailed, you can go over your paint lines with your wet brush and spread it out a little bit more. But you don't have to do that. So today I want us to practice these 4 techniques, and then once you practice them, you may get half sheets of paper. You may do 2, write your name on the back first, and then you may do 2 pages where you fill almost the entire page. All of the edges all around your page should be filled. And you're going to do 2 of these today. All right, let's get to work.